Okay, everybody. Now, if you didn't catch that, you know what to do. Don't send me a hate letter saying I was driving or I was eating lunch and I missed it. Go to tigodirect.com. Find her there. Type in production. Type in Sheila. Type in Chicago. Type in Road to Eternity. She's coming up. It costs you nothing. It costs her nothing. We just want to make sure you can connect with these amazing people, these amazing women that are hanging out with us today. That's how you do that. Okay, so I just went into nervous mode because I can see in the virtual green room who's sitting in the waiting room about to come up. She's my shero. She's my mentor, and she saved my life. And I'm going to try not to cry through this whole thing. So sit right there. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Yeah, you heard me right. In 1995, I had decided this life was enough and I was going to go. And I found myself, instead of taking my own life, I found myself listening to this wonderful woman that I had never heard of before. I put her tapes in. I listened as I drove pizzas all over Las Vegas and learned that there is sunshine in the morning. You can make it through. And a miracle happened. I got to meet her in person. And now she's a friend. She's almost like an aunt to me. We're actually going to honor her as the Woman of the Year for the Now Honors 2023. Rita Davenport is here, and it's the first time she has ever been on my stage. Hey, Miss Rita, what's happening?
Oh, baby girl, good to see you. I'm telling you, if I were you and all you've accomplished, I don't know why your head's not bigger than your butt. I'm just going to tell you right now, girl, you are amazing. I'm telling you, and I love that you're celebrating this day for women. But keep in mind, I do love men, especially short men, because they can't see your roots, and that's comforting. But what an honor it is to be here with you in any way. I could lick you in the face like a puppy. I love you so much. And to see you, it's just, my tear ducts are attached to my bladder, so I'm trying not to and sob right now and get through this. I have to tell you this. So I do a lot of Zoom calls. So I have this mask made so I can put it on. And
that's hilarious.
I don't have to wear any makeup. I even got me a wig to put on top of it too. So as you can tell, I teach with humor because the retention rate is about 70% greater when you learn something while you're laughing and happy and having a good time. And I have learned so much today. I don't even know how you can do this. I mean, just hour after hour, girl, you are amazing. You're Superwoman.
I'm just trying to walk in your footsteps. I mean, I watched you on stage. You invited me to one of your events here in Las Vegas, and I had the opportunity to see you live on stage. And of course, I sat in the back crying during that too. But I at least got to watch you and meet you after. And the energy that you bring to the stage. You're an award-winning speaker, trainer. You have done amazing things. But yes, you teach through humor, and your humor literally saved my life. And I want to thank you right now on all the platforms, everybody that is watching. You're amazing. And it's going to be such an honor to stand on stage with you in October 20th to the 22nd, and present you with the Woman of the Year. You know, Sharon Lecter's your best friend. I'm hoping she can make it so she can present it. But I am so excited that you just said, yes, you'll do it.
Yes.
It's an honor. It's a dream come true. You're amazing.
Well, you're good at this, girl, because you know how to get your ask in gear. And so you're amazing to me, all the things that you accomplish and what you're able to do. You're one of the bravest people that I have ever met. And you know
Oh, thank
so
you.
much. You know all this technology. And honey, it is way over my zip code. I sleep with my IT department. I want you to know that. My husband's an engineer. He went to Vanderbilt, helped put a man on the moon. And I have to tell you this funny story. I was getting ready to do a Zoom training call for about 1,700 teachers, and I had
Okay.
everything set up. And all of a sudden, it went off. And I went
Okay.
running in to get my husband to help me, and he was in the shower. And I said, "David, I can't get the call up." And I mean, these people had hired me, and I had to do good. And so I went back and pushed a button, and wow, it was on. I was on camera. I looked around. And he had gotten out of the shower and he was standing there, but he had a towel wrapped around
Oh,
his
thank
head,
goodness.
not around his twat. And I'm
Uh-oh.
screaming, "Get out of here, David, get out of here, I'm on camera." They booked me for 3 more speeches. So
I was going to say that was a special bonus. They probably booked you for more. That's amazing.
they will not ever go forget that one that my IT department was there just right out of the shower. Oh my gosh. But it's this technology it's challenging, but oh, it brings us together so much, and we get to be with people all over the world and get to give virtual hugs, and we are blessed to have it. We really are, especially with someone that's doing the commentating like you. I mean, you just know everything. I just sat there and I thought, girl, how can you do this? I mean, it's just amazing to me. I'm so proud. I love to brag that you're my friend. I love to brag that you're my friend.
Oh, thank you. I thank you so much. What got you started? What came first that made you say, you know what, I can be on stages. I can do this? Because you literally started before. I mean, now, 1 out of 10 of the speakers that are out there are women.
Yeah.
You started, it was rare to find someone that could command the stage the way you do. What made
Yeah.
you decide to do that in the first place?
It was truly a gift that I was aware of as a very young child. Actually, I was only about 11 years old, and I was the president of the junior high school, and I was facilitating the different meetings that we would have, and people would say, "Well, you just do really good on stage." And I didn't really take it seriously, but I thought, I got my sea legs doing that very young, and then it was just always. I think that I took to stage what I interact with people. Everybody's got an
Mm.
invisible sign that says "Make me feel important," and I realized that public speaking. I heard someone say it earlier, is the number one fear in the world. People would rather burn to death than get in front of a fire. Number 2 is death by fire. Number 1 is public speaking. Number 2 is death by fire. So when
Wow.
I do a speech, I'm thinking because you never know what can happen. You've got to be brave. You've got to be brave, and you got to be yourself. You've got to be, I open my kimono every time I talk because I am myself. What you see is what you get. But I do think that it was my assignment from God. I really do. And by the way, God is a man. And I just want y'all to know that. By the way, I like to talk about this too, that even though God made man first, he created woman just to correct his mistakes. And I think this was it. That was just a practice. Adam was just a practice, and then Eve came around. But I laugh about that because God definitely. And by the way, a lot of suggestions. There's a lot of things that I respect about men and women, but we have an edge. I really believe that as women that we have a special gift. But in answer to your question, I was always pulled toward this. And even though I was told when I was a senior in high school not to go to college, that I wasn't college material. I had not taken preparatory classes. And my counselor said, you're really not college material. And she was right, because I was a social person. I was captain of the cheerleaders. I was president of the student body. I was majorette color guard. I was all about the people, but I wasn't very academic. So I didn't go to college for 2 years. And then when I was dating my now husband, I realized he's going to Vanderbilt. And if I don't make something out of myself, I maybe embarrass him. Maybe I should go to college. And I did go. I'm bragging now. But I managed to graduate in 3 years with honors. I received a BS degree, which I know I'm demonstrating right now, but I did get a BS degree. And then I was a distinguished alumni, and I invited the counselor that told me I wasn't college material to come to my graduation when I was then later awarded distinguished alumni and all of that stuff. And she, bless her heart, she was so proud. But sometimes when people tell you you can't do something, that could be the fire to fire you up.
That's the fire.
And,
that's the fire.
And that's what, when people told me I couldn't do something, and I was raised in poverty, which was my gift. But the thing I have to brag about the most is that in high school, I dated a guy by the name of Carl Dean. His dad was my Sunday school teacher. I had known him since the 4th grade and really thought a lot of him. He was voted wittiest in our senior class, so you can see what we had in common. But he was a smoker. And if you're not a smoker, it's kind of hard. It's like kissing an ashtray. But I mean, sort of. But anyway, so we kept friends, but we broke up. But he went on later in life to marry Dolly Parton. And Dolly was the guest on my show. And she said, Rita, I want you to come to the concert tonight. It was here in Phoenix. And I thought that was sweet. My daughter-in-law went with me. My husband had something to do, and she got to go. And she said, to the crew backstage, she invited me to come backstage. And I thought, well, this is sweet. And she said, everybody come over here. I want you to meet somebody special. And I'm looking around like, who is she talking about? And she said, y'all have always wondered who the real green-eyed Jolene is. Well, it's really Rita Davenport. And my daughter-in-law's fingers were smoking from texting her friends. Dolly Parton just said that my mother-in-law is really Jolene. And so I thought, this is really strange, because nobody ever looks at my green eyes when I tell them this. They look at my flat chest. No. But nowadays, chests don't matter as much as eyelashes. You have to get the eyelashes out. Nobody cares about what your chest looks like. But anyway, so I'm in the audience in front of about 3,000 people here in Phoenix. And she says, okay, Phoenix, y'all have always wondered who the real Jolene is. And she said, she's right here in the audience. It's Rita Davenport. Well, some of the people, because I was in television here for 15 years, knew me. But now on, when people say, what have you got to be proud about? Because Jolene, I mean, I am.
That's a major song.
And she's precious, by the way. She did the forward for my last book. And I keep in touch, and I'm so proud of her. I mean, you talk about an angel in this world. She is amazing. She's a neighbor to my sister, and I'm just so proud of her. And so anyway,
you both are.
I'm grateful because God has blessed me so much. And, you know, gratitude is the #1 mental step in adjustment for prosperity. And when you think about gratitude, my friend Irma Bombeck, and she was my neighbor also. I lived about $3 million down from her house, but she was my neighbor. But when I had read in the paper that her book, she had gotten a $14 million advance. And I called and I said, Irma, what does that feel like? I mean, y'all, this was 30 years ago. I mean, that's a lot of money. I mean, it's a lot of money now too, but you can imagine. I said, what does that feel like, Irma, to get a $14 million advance before you've ever written a book? And I've written several. And she said, oh, Rita, she said, that's great, but I would rather have a kidney. And my friend Irma Bombeck was on kidney dialysis. And I say to audiences that you came to this presentation, you might have spent several $100s to come, or airfare and everything. But I want you all to put your hand back here, and you have a kidney. Well, to somebody, that would be worth $14 million because they didn't have one. And I said, oh, maybe go over here on this side. Oh, you got another kidney over here. So that's $28 million. So you came to this program not knowing you were going to walk out of here realizing that you're worth at least $28 million. And we just have to be so grateful for what we have, because gratitude is so important. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the blessings. And I wake up every morning and I'll say, God, let me do something good for somebody today. I mean, I get teased about over tipping, you know, because these people are working and I know exactly where this money is going. And I'm so grateful. And I always tip the maid when I go to speak at a hotel in Vegas or someplace. People are always excited because the people that clean the rooms know that I'm going to tell everybody, be sure and tip the maid because they deserve it and they're working. And I'm grateful for that. But any questions?
I can't believe we flew through the time. Oh my God, we need to extend.
We haven't started yet.
No, we Listen, I would love to, we're going to do some stage events here in Las Vegas. I'd love to have you come down and
Oh,
just,
I love it.
stage with us. We'd have a blast. I
Oh,
have to tell you that for the first, well, sometimes I still do it, but for the first few years of, when I would be asked to be on a show or be a speaker, or even when I was a producer, I would ask, what would Rita do? I mean, I really do think about you like that. Before I let you out of the hot seat, and I know you got a busy day, can you just share with us, what does International Women's Day mean to you?
well, I think that women need to be recognized for their contribution to life and the difference that they make. And I don't think that we get it sometimes as much as we deserve to get it. And I think just what we have inside of us to make a difference in this world, not just make a living. Most of us can make a living, but to make a
Mhm.
difference. And I am so grateful. I mean, everybody's talking about today because I think that we women deserve this attention. And I think that we're grateful for it. And I think we want to pay it forward. I think we want to see that we're recognized, and now let's recognize other people. You have so many chances to do that. I said something to a person at Costco the other day. I said, that is the prettiest blouse. And she came up to me later and she said, thank you for saying that. She says, I'm taking chemotherapy and radiation. I have cancer and I haven't get out much. And she said, I didn't want to come out today. I didn't feel good. But when you said that to me, I felt better. The power we all have as women to make a difference in this world and not just make a living. And you can do that. Just look around you and say, who can I help today? What can I say to make somebody feel better about themselves? And you're very blessed to be able to do this. So that's kind of where I am.
I appreciate you. You're a member of my family.
Oh,
You
I love
just call, I'm always there. You are absolutely amazing. First time, I mean, this has been almost a 35-year journey to spend this short time with you. You're fantastic. I can't wait to sit next to you and stand next to you in October. And let's do some stage stuff in Las Vegas. I think it would be absolutely amazing. You're my shero. I'll
Oh,
tell the world you're my shero.
well, I
Thank
can't.
you
I look
so
forward
much for
to it.
being here.
Thank you for
And how
having
do they
me.
reach you? How do they reach you?
Oh, I'm very easy. Rita Davenport, lowercase all together at coxcox.net. That's how you reach me. Okay. And then I
That
have
is
a website.
awesome.
I have all those things too, but it's just Rita Davenport. So I'm very available.
Thank you very much, Miss Rita. You are the absolute best.
Oh, I love you, girl. I love you so
Love
much.
you too.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye, darling.
Bye-bye.